Everybody working. Gets everybody next. That's a it's always a smart ass in every group. I guess that's you, huh? All right, hey, not wrong with that. You're the one. All right. Oh my goodness. My goodness. All right, add title. What the hell's going on there? All right, that's going there. Okay. Okay, that's there. Nope, don't want that. Right there. That. That, and live there, and done there, and go live there, and go live there. And what do we have here? Okay. And we'll be live there in a second. All right. Next. Not made for bloody children. Go on. And let's do this. Let's do this right there. That works right there. And Sundance. Sundance Kid. Anthony, how's it going? Well, now that was interesting. Who else is here? Pappy's here. Yaz is here. Jim Bibby. Jim, how come you're not on the live on the other channel? Just kind of curious. Okay, live, come on. Okay, go live there, and this is good to go. That one's good to go. That one's good to go, and this one just getting ready to get started. Good to go right there and right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, then let's get to it. All right, hey, look at this. We got 5 people here already. So I'm going to mute everybody. Mute. Why can't it just be mute all? That'd be so much easier. Now, if you guys want to say something, just unmute yourselves and speak up. I'm getting ready to get started. And live. Thawkins, good evening. Larry LeBlanc, good evening. Stan, hey, Bison, what's happening? All righty, guys, let's get rolling. Cameras, everything is up and ready to go. All right. Glasses. Got to have pair of glasses. Got to have my evening tea. Now, let's get ready to roll. All right, that's good. Wait a minute. I want to double check this. Display. Make sure I get right on the display. Nope, I'm wrong on the display. Okay. All right, let me fix the display for a second. That works. And there you go. And there we are. All right, we're all ready to go. David, good morning, and how are you? Mads, what's happening? Tri-tip, good evening. All right, so looks like we're running. Everything good. Have an issue with Instagram. Always having an issue with Instagram. Good morning, David. Russell Myers, good evening. All right. Here we go. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow, taking you guys along for the ride for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Hope you guys are all doing great. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Let's see what we're going. CW, Crazy Bo. What's happening, Crazy Bo? All right. So we're going to start tonight where we left off last night. Basically, that's the stocks we didn't do. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get out of this. You don't want to see that. KB. BKB. What's happening? Keller, good evening. All right. Trade history. Hey, we can take a look at the trade history. Why not? AAP, Mark, Walmart, Cool Beans. Let's get out of there. We don't need to see that. Don't need to see this. Don't need to see that. And there we have it. Trade right there. All right. Let's get out of that. Don't need to see that. Here we are. Alcoa is first on the list. Why the hell not? It's right here, right? Why not? All right. Alcoa. First on the list for today. AMZP. GW, never heard of AMZP. I'm kind of curious. What the heck is it? AMZP. All right. The Amazon monthly, is that the symbol? Okay, sorry, I don't do Amazon. Amazon does not have dividends. So I don't invest in companies that don't have dividends. It's AMZN, Amazon. All right? So that's why I was wondering, what the heck is AMZP? I have no idea. Urban. Okay. Dora, good evening. Sal, good evening. All right, that being said, let's take a look at Alcoa. I always do one at a time. First thing I'm looking for is the 1 year chart. Where's the high of the year, the low of the year? Where was it a year ago? Where is it now? And what has it been doing all year? Okay, it went up, went down. It went up, it went down. Now it's going back up again. We're at 28.65 at the moment. Now, if I wanted to do a covered call tomorrow, I would buy it at 28.65. That's the current price. Now, here's a little bit of an issue. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Okay, so listen closely. 5 days in a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that's 100% of the week. Okay, Monday's gone. Now we're down to 4 days left. We just lost 20% of our possible profit. Now Tuesday is gone. Now we just lost 40% of our possible profit. So we got a choice. We're going to look at either this week's option, which is only 3 days left. Very challenging to get 1% on a 3-day week. Okay? Or we'll take a look at next week. Now this week has 3 days left. See, 16 May, 3 days. Oh, and before I forget, for those of you just joining, this behind me, this screen right here, this is live on YouTube. So if you cannot see it on your phone or your iPad or whatever device you're using to watch, it is live at this moment on the 10-Minute Trader on YouTube. So it's live right at the moment. So as I was saying, there's only 3 days left. So 16 May, that's this Friday. We have 3 days left. 23 May, that's next Friday. That's 10 days. Gives us more value, but makes us wait longer. All right, well, we're going to take a look at both of them. Which one is going to be the better play? Well, let's find out. CW, ETF that pays it. We'll look it up. I bought some today. All right, CW. I got no problem with that. Give me the ticker symbol. I'll take a look at it, and I'll give you my opinion. All right? AMZP. What the hell is AMZP? Let's take a gander at it. AMZP. Oh. Curve Yield Premium Strategy Amazon ETF. What the hell is that? It's a no is what it is. All right, CW, I don't do monthlies. They just don't pay. Okay? 16 May, that's this week. Okay? 20 June, that's 38 days away. That's a month, and that's over a month away. Then 18 July, 17 October, those monthlies just don't pay. So you're getting 50 cents on that. Now, you have to wait till this Friday, and then next week, right, the next option available is the 20th of June. Well, if we're at $30 at the moment, okay, if we're at $30 at the moment, $30 for next week, for next month, is going for $0. Look at these ones. These are all going for $0. Why the hell would I buy something like that? No, there's no... All right. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. Sorry. They just don't. Okay, what was I before? I was at AA Alcoa. So let's finish up with Alcoa. Alcoa, here we go. So a year ago, we're at 38.80. The high of the year was in the end of November. Okay? The end of November was the high of the year. The low of the year was a couple of weeks ago. Well, let's take a look at that. Crypto King, good evening again. Nathan James, good evening. The bottom was on the 8th, the 9th, 21.87. Here's the bottom right there, 21.87. And from that bottom right there, that's the bottom of the year. If you're going to buy low and sell high, well, this is what you're looking for, the bottom of the year. But we've already started our uptrend. Okay, the bottom's at 21. We're at 28.69 now. So, yeah, you guys missed some of it, but not all of it. Followed the live. Thank you, KB. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Rizzo, what's happening? Oh, 14 million. How much profit do you make from your course subscriptions? Oh, I have no idea. That's not where I get my money from. Okay, my money comes from the investing that I do, 1% every single week. So if I have $100,000 in my account, 1% a week is $1,000 a week. Okay, I show you my accounts. I show them readily and often. Readily and often. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Right there. Here we go. Okay, so who asked that question? Oh, 14 million of inventory. Okay, so 14 million of inventory. Here's my accounts for this year. See the trades for 2025. Account 1, account 2, account 3 is at the 10-minute trader. Slide all the way down at the bottom. You'll see every single trade I've made so far this year. Okay, and right there. Week number 1. Week 1, quarter 1, December 30th to January 3rd. Okay? Account 1, account 2, account 3. Take a look yourself. J-O-K-O. Now, K-O, I know who that is. We looked at that last night. Last night was a no. Oh, what do we have here? What do we have here? Sandy, good evening. Ramal, good evening. Michael Anthony. Intel, yes. NVIDIA, no. UNH, University of New Hampshire. Options on SoFi. Okay, God's virus. Yeah, go take a look at the dividends that SoFi pays out. See how consistently profitable they are. Okay, NVIDIA's up 5.3%. I mean 5.63%. I don't do NVIDIA. Okay, we'll take a look at it in a minute and I'll show you why I don't do it. Okay, 14 million in inventory. Rizzo. More in the winter, less in the summer. I have no idea what that means. Oh, how much inventory do you really have? Okay, that's funny. Let me know if you want to place an order. Okay, VST. What the heck is VST? Oh, let's get out of that. We don't need to see that. What the heck? All right. I'll write VST down. We'll take a look at it also. VST. All right. Sit tight. Rio. Aaron wants to take a look at Rio. R-I-O. Rio. And Taiwan Semiconductors. That's TSM. Isn't that right? TSM? TSM. All right. All right. Where are we? Okay. We're finishing with Alcoa. Now, the last 30 days for Alcoa gives me a good idea of what direction the stock's going next. Okay, the 13th. Looking for the 14th, 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 14th. Right there. There we go. Here's the last 30 days. Okay, drops. Here's the 30-day bottom. Shoots up, back down, back up, back down. Now she shoots right up here. She gaps up here. There's going to be profit taking eventually, but when? Because this here, this gap up, well, that came from the administration said we're going to pause the 90 days for the tariffs. All right, so we'll put a 90 days pause on it. Okay, fine. So everything shot up. But right now it's at 28.65, not someplace I want to buy. I don't like buying at the high. I prefer to sell at the high. All right, it is what it is. Let's keep on keeping on. So if we were going to do Alcoa, which, by the way, I already do own some Alcoa, just to let you know, so I'm not trying to push anything on anybody. No surprises. 28, so we're looking at the 29s. All right, so let's try a 29. Why not? Very first one, we might as well do one. The 29s right there for this week. One contract. Okay, now one contract is 100 shares. Okay, so whether you buy a $1 stock or a $100 stock, you still need to own 100 shares. Scotty Cook, what's happening? You still need to own 100 shares to do one covered call. Okay, so they have stocks that are, below $1 and all the way up to over $1,000. There's over 10,000 stocks. I'm sure you can find one somewhere in your budget that fits. Find a good company. Keep your eye on it. Keep watching it. Does it make sense? Is it something you want to own? Urban, how are you today? Wait, I have a question. Okay. Urban, what's your question? Go ahead, shoot. Don't. As per MSN, projected good for 20 days. All right, Aaron, thank you. All righty, so that's the only question we have at the moment. All right, so here's the order right here. This is what it should sound like. Buy one covered call, Alcoa, 100, that is the weekly. 16 May 25, that's this coming Friday. So what are we getting for just 3 days? Now remember, I want to jump in and I want to jump out this week. Worst case scenario, I'll take it into next week. All right, well, let's keep on moving. $85 is the maximum profit on this contract. Okay, was it costing $2,800? So let's break up the calculator and see what kind of rate of return that's going to be. Because the way you find your rate of return, you whip out your little calculator, okay, and then you divide the profit, $85, divided by the cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, 2,815. 2,815, and that gives us a grand total of, holy, nice, 3% for 3 days. That's pretty good. I'm going to write that one down. $3.01. All right, so that's Alcoa. But here's the big question. Okay, yeah, okay, so the numbers worked. The profit's nice. But you're avoiding a very big question, and that big question is, do I like Alcoa? Okay, how long have they been in business? How long have they been profitable? Is this a company I want to buy and hold on to? It's a very good question. Like I said, I already own some, so I'm not looking to jump in tomorrow. All right, I already have it. But besides the point, let's move on to the next one. The next one, let's get out of that. Whoops, back to that, and back to this. All right, next one on the list. What's your view on mini futures? All right, I don't do futures at all, but I do thank you for asking there, Michael. Okay, cool. I'm keeping up with all the questions. All righty. All right, so next one on the list. NSC. I can't even read my own writing. It's horrible. NSC. What the heck is NSC? Norfolk Southern. Oh, yeah. We looked at this one the other day. Look at that big jump right there. I'm looking for 5 things. Anytime I look at any stock, either it's a 1-year chart, 90-day chart, a 30-day chart, whatever chart I'm looking for 5 things. Number 1, where's the high? Number 2, where's the low? Number 3, where was it a year ago? Number 4, where is it right now? And number 5, what's the direction? Down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, that is easy to see. So let's zoom in and take a look at that. Wait a minute. Before we zoom in, take a look at the 90-day. What kind of profits are we looking at? Well, the last trade was 240. All right, so the 240 is going for 230 to 410, which is right around 1%. Okay, that works. Porter, what option would you recommend for a first-timer? None. My recommendation for first-timers is find a paper trading account. Whether you go with Charles Schwab's Thinkorswim or Charles Schwab's other trading platform, whether you go with oh my goodness, who gives paper trading? E-Trade does, I'm aware of that. Fidelity, I'm not sure if Fidelity does it, but there's a lot of them out there. Okay, you just go to Google, paper trading for stock charts or whatever. Experience, what do I mean by that? Well, you're using the same terminology because you're looking at terminology you probably never used before. And then you're looking at a strategy you probably never even conceived before. Because nobody ever talked about weekly rates of return. Most people talk about annual rate of return, okay, but not weekly. So this is something new. AWC is what you already own. Well, yeah, I already did that on Monday. Okay, today's Tuesday. Okay, I do most of my covered calls on Monday because on Monday morning I get 5 days of time value. Okay, 9:30 a.m. to 3:59 p.m. is the absolute maximum amount of time you have available every single week. So to capitalize on that, you can make your trades first thing in the morning on Monday. And then on Friday afternoon, just before the market closes, that's when you decide to, do I let it expire? Do I let it get called away? Do I roll it into next week? What is the best play? What is the best trade for me to do on a Friday afternoon to make sure I'm consistently profitable, I'm not risking any of my capital, and the cash flow keeps rolling in? That's what I'm looking for. Consistency of profitability and preservation of my capital. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you're all on board. If you're looking for anything other than that, you're probably in the wrong place. If you're looking to buy a stock and have it shoot through the moon and retire tomorrow, yep, you're in the wrong place. I don't do that. I'm looking for 1% a week. And yeah, it sounds like it's not a lot of money, but 1% every single week comes to over 50% per year. And if you compound it, you can literally double your money in 14 to 16 months. Questions? Oh, got it. Shell, good evening. You can roll an option to the next week. Or is that just a covered call? No, you can roll any option into the next week. It doesn't have to be a covered call. All right, let's keep moving. So NSC, let's take a look. A year ago, we're at 231. The high of the year, looks like we have a double high. Once in November and again in December, 277. From there, she drops to the bottom, right down here. Looks like it's in the beginning of April. Okay, the bottom was in the beginning of April at 201. All right, well, look at where we are now. So from the bottom of the year, now if you're going to make money stock market, buy low, sell high. Yeah, well, you can't get any lower than the low of the year, and that's the number right there. She shot up, went sideways a bit, then she gapped up on Monday, and today she went a little bit higher. Now we're sitting at 240.26. Now, I don't like buying when it's this high, so that's not something I would do. But if you like it, hey, make sure the numbers work. All right? John, good evening. Taiwan Semiconductors, TSM. Yeah, we'll look at that in a little bit. What's your view on mini futures? We already did that one. No. What is paper trading? It's kind of like Monopoly. What do I drink? Go trading? This is tea for my throat because I'm not used to talking so much. Okay? If you don't talk for the most of your life and then all of a sudden you stand in front of the camera and talk for hours upon hours upon hours, yeah, it starts to hurt your voice box. All right, I got a question over here. Do you only do calls, any puts? Taxman? Yes, I do puts also. And you got to change that name. You keep using that name, nobody's going to invite you anywhere. Because it's the Taxman. Yeah. Okay, thank you for teaching. You're welcome. All righty, let's keep on going. Alrighty, so that's NSC, Taiwan Semiconductors. Isn't that TSM? TSM, Taiwan Semiconductors. Yeah, I was right. Banjo, if you roll an option, you're just selling it and buying it further out. Is that correct? No. Nope. Banjo, you have it incorrect. Okay, when I roll a covered call option, I'm buying back this week's option and I'm selling next week's option. You have the kind of right, but you get the terminology incorrect. Okay, you're selling it and then buying further out. No. You're buying current and you're selling further out. So you said you like to do all your calls and puts on a Monday. Okay, Porter, yes, I did say that. All right. All right, so TSM. I'm going to say no to TSM right off the bat. It should take you 3 to 4 seconds to quickly look at a chart. 3 to 4. That's it, 3 to 4 seconds. 5 things, you ready? See how quick you can do it. High, low, was, is, look at the direction. Up, down, up. Okay, 3 to 4 seconds. That's all it should take. You can take one look at it, high, low, was, is, all that kind of nice, neat, fun stuff, and then move on to the next one. Because look at this right here. Here's your bottom right here, okay, 135, and it shot up to 193. So 135 to 193 is over 60 bucks. Now 60 bucks on a $130 stock is close to 40-45%. You think there ain't going to be profit taking? You got another thing coming to you. I personally never buy at the high. Sorry, it just doesn't work for me. Okay, here's your last 30 days. Okay, your last 30 days. Down, up. Yeah, I don't buy at the high. Sorry. You stealing that one? Be my guest. Albemarle. Ooh, we haven't looked at Albemarle in a while. Fitness King. I would like to step by step how the options work. I know to trade. Okay, Fitness King. You got to work on your punctuation, dude. Okay? But, yeah, just sit, chill, hang out. I'm here every night from 9:15 until about 11:30, 11:40, whenever you guys done asking questions. Now, TSM, I'm going to say no, because this is a time for selling, not time for buying, in my humble opinion. And yes, I have been wrong once or twice. Okay? So, no, I wouldn't be buying TSM this time of year. So, Fitness King, like I said, sit, chill, hang out. We'll get to that. Albemarle. At Porlux. At Porlux. Okay. ALB. Albemarle. ALB. Albemarle. There we go. Oh, interesting. Okay, doesn't take long. High, low, was, is. Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up. Simple, right? 3 to 4 seconds. 61.86. The closest strike price to 61.86 is going to be the 62. And the 62 is selling for 130. Now, 130 is pretty close to 2%. Now, if you know your simple math, 1% a week is over 50% per year. 2% a week, that's over 100% a year. That's doubling your money every year. Well, that's freaking awesome. How often have you simply, safely, and predictably doubled your money every year? Taxman, is there a certain time of day you tend to trade or look at the day's movement? 9:30 a.m. Okay, stock market opens up at 9:30. I honestly this is hard for people to understand. I honestly really don't care about the movement during the day. I don't. Yeah, baby, in the house. How you doing? I don't really care about the movement of the stock during the day. My main focus, consistency of profitability in weekly options. Is the company consistently profitable? Well, Albemarle is. Is it the right time to buy? Well, look, here's the bottom here. Now it's going up. Well, in the grand scheme of things, it looks right. But I want to zoom in a little bit closer to see if it's the right time to buy. Because just because it's a good, profitable company, and just because the numbers look good, it might not be an optimum time for buying based on what you and I are doing. Now, you and I, are buyers and sellers. We buy, we sell. Well, when we buy, stocks go up. When we sell, stocks go down. I'm not saying that whatever I buy goes up, whenever I sell goes down. I'm not saying that at all. But on average, more people buying, stock has a tendency to go up. Once it gets to a certain height or a certain distance from when you bought it to where it is now, people start selling and then the stock drops. Just keep an eye on the stocks you like, When it hits the right time, then it's a good time to buy in. All right? All right, so let's take a look at what's going on with Albemarle. Now, with Albemarle, a year ago was the high of the year. And that's 138.18. That was a year ago. Okay, now 3 to 4 seconds, sorry. High, low is, look at the motion. Down, up, down, up. See what's going on right here? This is the action this week. So we're going to zoom in a little bit closer and see the last 30 days. Because the last 30 days will give me a good idea of where it's going next. Okay, so 30 days ago, we're at 58. Then we drop down to 51. From there, we shoot up to the high, which is right around 63, pull back a little bit, and then shoot back up to 63 again, and then pull back today. So not quite a good time to jump into Albemarle. You had the big jump here, hit the high here, now it's pulling back. So maybe not Albemarle this week. What ticker is he reviewing? K, low Detroit. Albemarle, ALB. That's not what I typed. Fitness King. I would like to step by step how the options work. I know to trade. Okay, that's not what I typed. Hey, you love that AI, man. That's what you're going to get. Stevie! Hey, James, how's AVGO? Okay, you know we don't do AVGO. I'm pretty sure. Is it AVGO? There's one of them I just don't do. It sounds very similar to that one. AVGO. Yo, what's up?
Can we do
ABR? AB as like Alpha, Bravo, Romeo? Okay, Alpha, Bravo. Yeah, give me one second. Let me finish it with AVGO first. ABR. Okay, give me 1 second. We'll take a look at it. So I'm going to say no to AVGO again because look at this. I don't buy at the 30-day high. Isolate the last 30 days. What do you think? When is the last time somebody's ever said to you, hey, look at AVGO. It's at the high. We should buy it. No. Buy low, sell high. Okay? I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. I'm just telling you or showing you how to time the market using a different strategy. Because that's all stocks do. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. That's it. So this one went up. Well, great. I don't own it. But it is what it is. Tax ban. Is there certain... Already I did that. Okay, did that one, did that one, did that one. Pepsi. Alex, we'll take a look at Pepsi in a little bit. All right, and what do we have over here? AVGO, Mara. Oh, we'll take a look at Mara. I do own some Mara. All right, what ticker's reviewing? Got that one. FSLR. Nick. FSLR. Okay, now, Nick, I'm kind of curious. You like FSLR. Now, I'm inquisitive. What makes FSLR so appealing to you? Okay, so write it in the chat. What makes it so appealing to you? And then as soon as I finish looking at ABR, ABR, then we'll come back and take a look at FSLR. ABR. Arbor Realty Trust. Okay. Well, here we go. Check that out. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up. Okay. 1125 at the moment. The 11s, the 1150s. Ugh. Ugh. Did I say that loud enough? Ugh. 11. The 11s are going for 5 cents. I'm going to say hell no, brother. Okay, let's wait a second before I say no, because we only have 3 days this week. So let's look at next week. Okay, so for this week, ABR is a definite no. The numbers are terrible. Next week, the 11's going from 0 to 25, and the 1150s are going from 2 to 6. Okay? So I'm going to say no, only because the numbers are absolutely horrendous. Okay? It may be a great time to buy based on the chart, But if I'm doing a covered call, now the reason why I like covered calls, they're simple, they're safe, they're predictable, they're consistent. I know exactly what I'm going to make before I even do the trade. And it's safe. Okay, you can actually do a covered call in an IRA. Certain trades you cannot do in your IRA. Well, a covered call, you can. So ABR, dude, I'm going to say no. For me. But if you like it, more power to you. Let's take a look at the last 30 days and see what it looks like. See, look at that. That's like almost great opportunity for jumping in. Okay? It was at 1080, it jumps up to 1160, drops down to 10. Now it shoots back up. So here's the bottom here. Shoots up, pull back, then you get a couple of days to the upside. Well, yeah, it looks like it's going to continue going up. But a covered call, it's just not worth the effort. There's too many other stocks that are better than that one. All right, so Nick, I'm waiting to hear from you, Nick. What is so appealing but FSLR? I'm waiting, Nick. Mr. Bill, back again. Nice to see you. You going to behave tonight? Or do I got to delete you off of this account too? Okay, so ABR is going to be a no. Sorry, dude. Ooh. Next on the list. Pfizer, PFE. PFE. All right, somebody just asked me about HIMS. HIMS. All right, B, do me a favor, okay? This is me talking to you. Go to whatever financial website you use to research this HIMS thing, and then let me know in the chat how many years of consistent increased profitability does HIMS have. Same thing with you, BST. Okay, UNP, same thing. Bob, Procter & Gamble, I like that one. Hey, I thought you were going to behave. No. I'm going to behave. You got to behave. Don't give me any of that silly crap that you were doing the other day. All right, so UNP. What the heck is UNP? Union Pacific Railroad. Yeah, baby. Gotta love Union Pacific. I'm going to say hell no to that one because the profit taking has already started. Look at the big jump on Monday. Okay, today we went a little higher, but then we started pulling back. More than likely, you get a bottom here. Okay, she went up. Now she's pulling back. So it's a little fickle when you have such a big jump on a Monday. BST. What the heck is BST? All right, so I get all these questions answered. Pepsi, PEP. Ooh, we were looking at Pepsi yesterday. Okay, Sunday, Monday, and now tonight. This is the third time we're looking at Pepsi. And this is the third bottom in a row. Okay, so look at the bottom. Today, lower than yesterday. Yesterday was lower than Friday. Okay, well, we're waiting to find the new bottom. Don't get me wrong, I love Pepsi. They're a dividend king. They've been in business for over 100 years. Okay, what do the numbers look like? 130? The 130s are going for 210. Well, that's awesome. But it hasn't stopped dropping yet. Okay, it's still going down. Today is the new bottom of the year for Pepsi. All right, Alex. Pepsi's at the bottom of the year. Great opportunity. Just keep your eye on it. When she turns around, starts going back up, that's a perfect opportunity to go in. Well, I like 2 days to the upside. So at Wednesday, Thursday, maybe I'll jump in on Friday, but definitely by Monday. So I'm going to write Pepsi down for next week. Definitely down for next week. Thanks. Waiting for that opportunity. Alex, what opportunity are you looking for? Oh, you're waiting for the opportunity for Pepsi to find the bottom. Well, hypothetically speaking, it should be sometime this week. I mean, how much further can it go down? Look at the beginning of April. Down, 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 down. Okay, so at what time do we find the bottom? Yogi Giral, why not right now if it's going to go up anyway on Pepsi? Well, Because why would you buy here if this is not the bottom? Because tomorrow it could go lower. And then Thursday it could go lower. And then Friday it could go lower. It could keep going lower until it stops. That's the way stocks work. They go down until they're done. And they're done when they're done. I mean, why does the sun rise in the east and set in the west? Because it just does. Stocks go up until they're done. And then they come down until they're done. They go in the direction they're going until they're done going in that direction. So why jump in at 130 when this thing could go down to 120? It could go down to 110. Patience is a virtue. What's your hurry? The stock market's been around for 400 years. I don't think a couple of days is really going to matter in the grand scheme of things. No, Bill, I didn't. I didn't delete my other account because I'm using it right now. I just threw you off of it because you weren't behaving. Plain and simple. I don't play the games, Bill. Thanks for waiting for that opportunity. Ricky, can you look at ticker AFRM? Affirm, AFRM, AFRM. Okay, what about it? And see how you like the stock as well as new Nucor. Okay, AFRM, Affirm Holdings, 53.94. Okay, the high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at the movement. Down, up, down, up. Okay, great. Does this thing have 20 years of dividends? I'm not quite sure. Let's find out. AFRM. Yahoo Finance. AFRM. Profits the company makes. It's either that or I read all those 20 years worth of quarterly reports, annual reports, and dive into that way. I could. I don't want to. But also, the reason why I like dividend stocks is because, let me open this up. We don't even need to look at it because he already said it doesn't. Well, that's weird. Okay, now, the other reason I like dividend stocks is because this here is an EX dividend calendar. Okay, May 25. May 2025. That's this year. Okay, we are in the 13th, which is right here. Okay, so yesterday, CWT, Granger, PPG, Stanley Black, SJW, is that Stanley Black & Decker? Okay, Consolidated Edison and Target have a dividends tomorrow. Okay, now, just before the dividend date, the stock has a tendency to go up. That means I know in advance that the stock is going to move, because stocks only move for two reasons. One is a known reason we know and we can plan for it. Second is an unknown reason. Well, that's anything from a lawsuit to a natural disaster or something we just can't control. We don't know when it's going to happen. It just pops up out of nowhere. That's an unknown event. We can't plan for that. But a known event we can plan for. Well, what is a known event? Dividends, earnings, stock splits, conference calls, seasonality, winter, spring, summer, fall, Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving. Different companies react differently at different times of year. That's what's called seasonality. And we can predict that because stocks move at a certain time every single year. Well, based on the calendar, when a company has a dividend, it has a tendency to go up in value. So knowing that ahead of time, that's how I plan buying my stocks. So if I'm buying them just before the EX date, and the stock goes up in value or stays the same, doesn't matter to me. It's just I want to know ahead of time to have the odds and probabilities in my favor. Okay, so if 3M let's highlight that one. If 3M has its dividend on the 23rd of this month, May 23rd, okay, 3M, we all know who 3M is. Okay, if has a tendency to go up in value just before this date, well, wouldn't I do something before that date? So if the stock's going to move up, yeah, that's great information to have. But what trading strategy do you use? The simplest and easiest is buying the stock. That's the simplest and easiest. It's also the least amount of profit. It is what it is. Simple, easy, least amount of profits. Okay, so a simple strategy, not the simplest, but simple and still safe, is a covered call, where you buy the stock and you sell an option. You incorporate stock options into your buying process. This gives you a guaranteed income every single week. Okay? So Nick, I think solar incentives are here for a while, and FSLR is an industry leader in a growing industry. Well, Nick, you know what? That's an awesome answer. Most people, when I ask them to give me an answer, they just don't say anything. So for that, I am going to look up FSLR for you and give you my opinion. You might not like it, but I'll do it anyway. Kenny, what's happening? Okay, Ricky. Hello and good evening, Alfonso. BGS is a stock I was looking into. It that is 52-week low, pays a generous dividend. Okay, interesting. We'll take a look at that. What do I usually trade? Dividend stocks. Simple. All right, Mr. Bill, thank you for that. NBIS. Porter, what the heck is NBIS? NBIS. All right, so let's get back to where we were. Back to our trading. Back to our charts. AFRM. No dividends. Should we even bother it? Look at the last 30 days. Last 30 days, right here. I don't know. What do you think? 30 days ago it was at the bottom. Now it's at the top. I don't like buying at the top. I'll buy it at the bottom and watch it go up. Jeff Bezos just bought $7 million in NBIS. I have no idea what that means. I mean, I know what it means, but NBIS. That's going to be a no also. It's at the high. Yeah, no thank you. Sorry. It's actually just that simple. Sorry. Okay, so Nick, you actually did some work, Nick, so I'm going to take a look at FSLR. FSLR. All right, hell no. What makes you think that's a good deal? I mean, think about it. 30 days ago it was at 120. Now it's at 190. I'm not buying something that had a $70 jump in the last 2 or 3 days. The profit opportunity's already gone by. Sorry, Nick. But look, your bottom's here, 120. Now we're at 191. Okay, this is something you should have bought into a long time ago. Not now. Or wait for the profit taking. Because look at the jump. It's a $70 jump. A $70 jump on a $120 stock. It was 120 2 weeks ago. You could have bought in at 120 2 weeks ago, and then she jumps up $70. That's a nice move. Now you got to wait for the profit taking. Okay, once the profit taking's done, then jump in. Ricky McFall. Okay. Ricky McFall wants to take a look at, what the heck is that? Zim? Hell no. Okay, Ricky, Zim does not have 20. See this? 16 May, 20 June, 15 August, 21 November. Those are months. Those are monthly optionable stock. No. See, monthly, you can only do it once a month, which means I'm getting what, 12 to 24% a year? Yeah, no thank you. Imagine that. No to 12 to 24% a year. No. Because there are too many companies that have weekly options, which would give me 50 to 100% per year. If I get 1% a week, that's 50% a year. If I get 2% a week, that's 100% a year. Why would I do a monthly? Do it 12 times a year. So at 1%, that's only 12% for the year. 2%, that's only 24% for the year. No thanks. Okay, BGS is basically a consumable product that we use every day at the grocery store, and it's been here before you were born. Awesome! I think that's absolutely awesome. But it's a monthly option, and I don't do monthly optional stocks. The numbers just don't work. Kate, good evening. You like my picture? I can't see it, Kate, and I have no desire to even look. Terribly sorry. I'm not in here for that. All right, so let's take a look at what else we're looking at. Porter, figured you might see a pattern. Okay, pattern's nice, but is it the right time to buy? Now, I look at something every single week, and I look at specifically companies that are consistently profitable. So if it's consistently profitable, well, I have it on my radar already. And the one you're asking me to take a look at, it's not on my radar. There's a reason why it's not on my radar. Something is missing for me. Okay, if you like it, I'm not telling you not to buy something. If you like it, fine, buy it. Hatan, I'm not American. Do you advise to get into the stock market? Oh, well, the USA stock market, it's the only one I understand. I can't give advice on foreign markets because I don't know them. It would be irresponsible of me to give anyone advice on something I know nothing about. The only thing I know about foreign markets is you can only exercise the options on the day of expiration. That's the only thing I know about foreign markets. Okay, I don't even know if they report the same kind of information. Do they have different rules on their dividends? Because I was under the impression to collect a dividend you had to own a stock for a year. Well, here in the U.S. you don't. You'll only have to own a stock for 2 days in order to collect a dividend. I never knew that until somebody told me. All right. Did you do any trades today? Nope, I did all my trades yesterday. Okay, ever use Bollinger Bears? Bollinger lines. Okay, yeah, decades ago. I haven't used them in decades. I can't even read that one. Artesia stock. Can't even see that one. BLMN. Shell, what is BLMN? BLMN. It's a hell no is what it is. Save the screenshot for later. Yeah, I don't think so, Kate, but thank you. I don't do monthlies. You see that? 16 May, 20 June, 18 July, 17 October. Those are months of the year. I don't do those. Weekly only. Weekly looks something like this. 16 May, 23 May, 30 May, 6 June, 13 June, 20 June, 27 June. Those are weeks. Every single week. There's 52 of them. Why would you collect a check once a month when you can collect a check once a week? Thoughts on Palantir? Hell no, Freddie. Freddie, go take a look. Financial website. See how often did Palantir increase its dividends over the last 2 decades. Come back to me and I'll take a good look at it for you. I will look at anything you want on Palantir once you find out and tell me how often has Palantir increased its dividends to its shareholders over the last 2 decades. How many times in a row? Iron Will, how are you today? Bollinger Bands, nope. Can you do Aratizia? You gotta give me the ticker symbol. I've never heard of that company before. Cash Steps Pro, how much have you made today? I didn't do any trading today. Today's Tuesday. I do my trading on Mondays and Fridays for the most part. Just launched an immigration OS for the government. Okay, Freddie, thank you for the input, but it wasn't the question I asked. Life goes much easier. I always find it rather strange nowadays. People answer questions with a question or a statement, not an answer. Okay? I love it when Congress does it. You ask a congressman a question, a yes-no question, and they'll give you a whole shitload of answers. A word salad. I wonder how many people know what that means. Top Dad Baby, what's happening? I love Zim. Okay, Aaron, I'm glad you like Zim. Zim is a no for me. Oh, FSLR projected to nosedive. Thank you there, Aaron. I bought a couple months ago. Alrighty. Now, I don't tell people what to buy and I don't tell people what to sell. Okay? I just take a look at what you guys ask me to take a look at. VFC, I like VFC. That one's on my list. Okay, so here's VFC. Again, that little bump up right there is going to be an issue. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up. 15, the 15s are going for $1.03. Holy shit, that's nice. $1.03 on a $15 stock, that's over 5% for 1 week. Does it make sense? Now that's the big question. Now don't get me wrong, I like VFC. VFC is a company that I would buy under normal circumstances. But look at this right here. Here's your high, here's your low, now it's heading up. But that is for what, the last 1, 2, 3, 4 months? That's the last 4 months. Well, what's the last 30 days look like? Okay, here's your last 30 days. Your 30-day bottom shot up nicely. Yesterday was the high, so today she pulled back a little bit. What's going to happen tomorrow? I don't know. Now, I like VFC. Really, I do. It's on my list. But I wouldn't be buying it today. Okay, I probably, see right here where it went up, pulled back, 1 day, 2 days, I probably would have jumped in on this day if I was going to jump in. Okay, because see, look, I like 2 days to the upside. Let me show you that. All right, let's back up for a little bit. Okay. See how the movement is? Down, up, down. Here's a new bottom here. Okay, that's the bottom. Turned around, went back up. 1 day up, 2 days up. Great. 2 days to the upside. I love 2 days to the upside when there's a new bottom. Okay, she shot up, pulled back. Here's the bottom right there. 2 days. Okay, what happened next? The very next day, very next day she opened up higher, 1356. That's my cue to jump in because it opened up higher on the third day from the bottom. Okay, 1 day, 2 day, here's the third day. That's where I would have jumped in. Unfortunately, it pulled back on that day, but I don't watch the stocks all day. I'm on 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes in the morning, and then I'm done. Okay, I have no clue what happened today with my accounts because I look at them in the morning after the day before. So what happens today, I'll take a look at it tomorrow morning because there's nothing I can do tonight. So what's the sense of getting all worked up about it? So tomorrow, and most of my trades are for a week at a time. They're not daily trades. 1 week at a time. So I buy on Monday, and hopefully I'll be out on Friday. Hopefully. Every once in a while, if it makes financial sense, I will roll it into the next week to collect more profits. And that's a question that I can only answer on a Friday afternoon. Because we have no idea what happens on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Right? What happened during the week? What do I do now? Now, I do all weekly trades. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent. Now, remember, I created this strategy for my 9-year-old daughter when she was 9 back in 2008. So in 2008, she wanted to say, hey, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? So most adults don't get this. They don't understand and they can't do it. So how can a 9-year-old do it? Okay, so I came up with a trading strategy specifically for my 9-year-old daughter. And it just works so well, I keep on doing it. Okay, rule number 1. Never buy a stock that doesn't make sense. If it's not on your list, don't buy it. If it's not something you want to hold for the rest of your life, don't buy it. It's a simple question. If you don't like the company, don't buy it. It's so simple, it's mind-boggling. Don't buy it if you don't want to own it for the rest of your life. Rule number 2. Never sell at a loss. It just doesn't make sense. Why would you buy something and then sell it for less later on? You're just contradicting what you just did. If it doesn't make sense, don't buy it. And once you buy it, never sell at a loss. Do whatever you need to do to consistently have cash flow coming in. That's why I do weekly options only. Because even if the stock drops, I can still sell a covered call against it and have something coming in, because something is better than nothing, no matter where you go. And that has happened to me often. Okay, so I've been doing this for a long time. So yeah, every once in a while, I'll have to sell a option for a less than desirable amount to keep from losing money and to keep money coming in. All right, so we got a couple of questions. What do we got? D. Tomoso. How are you doing there, dude? Glad everything's going good for you. All right. Aaron, you like Zim. Okay, great. Wonderful. I don't like Zim, and there's a reason why I don't like Zim. All right, so Nick, if you want a good buy today, look at Target. Ooh, Target. Let's take a quick look at Target, because Target's on my list also. Dividend King, they've been around for quite a while. Let's take a look at the numbers. Let's take a look. Okay, here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at the motion. Sideways, down, up, 99. It's at 99 at the moment. So the 99, holy cow. Oh, that's next week. What's the 99 for this week? Okay, so the 99 for this week is $1.17. That's over 1%. The 99 for next week is $4.60. I don't know about you, but I take the 99 for next week. That would give me over 2% a week, this week and next week. That's 2%. Okay? That's over 4%. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at Target, because Target is on my list. Okay. Well, a year ago, Target opened up at 164. Well, the high of the year was in mid-August, and that was 148. That can't be right. Wait a second. If a year ago we're at 164, why aren't these numbers, these numbers over here working out right? Okay, so opening 160, so 164. All right, anyway. The high right there, 167, last 90 days. Okay, high, low is, look at the motion. Down, up. All right. She pulled up yesterday. Today she pulled back a little bit. What does that mean? Last 30 days. Okay. High, low is, look at the motion. Down, up, down, up. Now she's coming back down. Okay, she's got a gap here. So, is it a good buy? Is it not? Do you like Target at $100? That's the question. Do you like Target at $100? If you do, it's about a 4% trade for next week. Uh-oh. Fitness King. Is it a guarantee that I would be able to sell a weekly stock? Well, Fitness King, yeah. It is guaranteed you can sell your stock every single week. However, you didn't ask the important question. Okay? You can sell anytime you want. You might have to take a loss if you want that opportunity to sell anytime you want. So you asked the wrong question. Okay? Target's earnings 521, hence elevated call premium. What about gold? Is it still going below 3,000? Don't know, don't care. Peeler. Crypto is better. Now, I seriously doubt that, Peeler. Now, the reason why I say that, Peeler, number one, the stock market has been around for 400 years. 400 years. Okay? There's companies available that you can buy that have been in business for more than 200 years. Cryptocurrency is not even 20 years old yet. It's a great concept. Okay, get it out of the greedy little fingers of the bankers and the government. That's a great idea, but there's no way to get consistency and weekly profitability unless you decide to sit in front of your computer and watch this chart. But then it's not guaranteed and it's not consistent or predictable. Okay, so as much as I love the idea of cryptocurrency, it's just not there yet. Okay, so I'm not telling you not to buy it. I'm just saying, I'm watching it, and I've been watching it for the past few years. Okay, I've seen it go up, I've seen it go down. I've seen some cryptocurrency just disappear and take millions upon millions of dollars along with it. I prefer not to have that happen to me. Okay, so one of my objectives, I got a few objectives. Number one is consistency of profitability. Number two is preservation of my capital. If I lose money, which you can do in cryptocurrency, I'll have to go back to work. I know that might sound like a bad thing, but I would prefer not to. I've been working since 1973. My first job was Old Man Simmons' farm. Okay, he'd pick me up right after the school bus. Okay, right, he'd be waiting there at the school bus stop. Okay, and we'd get off the bus would go, and we'd jump into the back of the pickup truck, Old Man Simmons' pack. My mother didn't even have any clue where the hell I was. After school, I'm going to work. Okay, I won't be home till late. What was I, 8, 9, 10 years old? Just didn't care. That's where I was. Get off the bus, I jumped in the back of Old Man Simmons' truck, and we went to the woods. We chopped firewood. We took care of the chickens. We did corn. We did pumpkins. We did blue Hubbard squash. We did everything you do on a farm. Okay? That was my first job, 1973. Okay, I'm 61. I want to retire. I have enough money. I'm going to retire. However, if I gave my money to a financial advisor, I'd still be working because what I have is not enough to retire based on traditional numbers. However, 1% a week, that's plenty of money for me with what I have. Rad Monkey, how are you today? I have a surefire investment idea for 2025. Mangoes. You have fun with that. Hubbard squash futures. There you go. That's another good one. All right, what do we have over here? Scotty, we already looked at Ford today. And we just looked at Target. Hannah, good evening. Fitness King. Now, Fitness King, when I say, no, I'm not even going to bother with that one. Shell, good evening. Why do you do weeklies only? Shell, that's a good question. Okay. Now, Shell, the reason I do weekly options only is because I want weekly cash flow. That's it. That's my reason. All day long looking at charts, buying and selling. I could do that, but I prefer not to. I prefer to spend 5 or 10 minutes. It's easy, it's predictable, it's consistent. Okay? 5 or 10 minutes every single day, I get 1%. 1% on my account is over 50% per year. It is plenty for me. Okay? I'm at a point in my life where I don't need a Lamborghini. I don't need a house on the water. I don't need a supersized yacht. I want to be left alone, peace and quiet, and I want to hang out with my kids and my grandkids. As a matter of fact, I'm taking my kids, taking my kids to see AC/DC this weekend. Yeah, can't wait. Anyway, alrighty, what else are we looking at? Kevin, good evening there, Mr. Kevin. ATZ, who offers dividends? Oh, Bob, you want to know who offers dividends? Well, Bob, there are over 10,000 different companies you can invest in any day of the week. 10,000. We check every week. Every week I check at how many different companies are available because they keep adding and they keep taking away. Well, this week, we looked the other day, 10,036 companies. Okay, out of those 10,036 companies, about 5,500 actually have dividends. Okay, but out of those 5,500 companies have dividends, how many have consistently been profitable for 2 decades, and how many have weekly options? Well, that brings that 5,500 stocks down to about 300 or 400. That's about it. It's much easier looking at 300 or 400 companies than it is. VFC negative earnings, May 21. Wait a second. Isn't today May 13th? So how can we have negative earnings May 21 if we're only into May 13th? That's 8 days away. Aaron. Okay. Leon Salison. Lee Salison. Lean Salison. I have whatever. ATZ. What the heck is ATZ? ATZ. Ats. It doesn't even show up, dude. Okay? ATZ doesn't even show up. So it's going to be a no. Okay, if VFC is negative earnings, okay, we saw that question already. Aaron Wood. Crocs over VFC any day. Now, for some strange reason, Crocs interesting. However, not something I want to do this week. Okay? She dropped. She shot up. She went from 85 to 120. So 85 to 120 is $35. So a $35 increase in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. That's a lot. No, thank you. I don't buy it the high. Don't you guys look at any of these things before you ask me to look at them? Seriously. Shell, do you mind explaining the part where you said you sell covered call against? Oh, Shell, I'm going to assume you're new. Target neutral, low earnings expected May 21. Thank you, Aaron. Jets loosely. Is this a weekly cash secured put wheel strategy? I don't do the wheel strategy only because I give away one trading strategy for free. Just one. That's the covered call that I specifically created for my 9-year-old daughter. Okay, it's simple. It's safe. It's predictable. It's consistent. If you do it right, there's no way to lose. Okay, that's what I created for a 9-year-old. So the wheel strategy, although it's kind of interesting, and it works most part, I don't do it because you're basically doing the exact same thing. A cash secured put, you're taking a big chunk of money, you're putting it aside, and you're getting a return for it for the week. You still have to put that money aside doing a cash secured put. But it's almost the exact same as a covered call. You're taking a big chunk of money, you're putting it aside, and you're getting a weekly return. Same thing. Okay, but the reason why I don't teach the wheel strategy is because teaching a 9-year-old how to invest, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. It has to be simple. The wheel strategy is not simple. you're adding more ingredients to the recipe. More ingredients means a need for more understanding. And I'm not quite sure if you ever had to reason or educate a 9-year-old little girl. Not the easiest thing in the world. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way to lose. Okay? So no, I don't do the wheel strategy. This man has a 720p monitor in the background and no watch. Net worth is sub. I have no idea what that means. No watch. You mean no watch? Yeah, I've never worn a watch. My whole life, I may have owned 2 watches in my life. No jewelry either. I have an earring once in a while. No jewelry, no watch. Nope, I don't do that flashy crap. I like to be that rich guy in the back corner that nobody knows. I'll wear jeans and a t-shirt. I don't care. I don't need to impress anyone. Okay? Either what I'm saying makes sense or it doesn't. Okay? The way I live my life, the way I spend my money shouldn't be the main concern. If that's what you're looking for, you're definitely in the wrong place. Okay, what do we get? 9-year-old can't even invest. Lynn, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but my grandson is 5 and he has a trading account. Okay, his trading account started out with $50. So if a grandparent or a parent opens an account for a underage person, then yes, they can. Red Monkey. Hey James, I am new to this channel. Can you give us a little bit more on your background in investing? Wait, oh my goodness, okay, so let's see if we can do this. Hold that thought. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Now I'm going to show you my weekly trades for 2024 on this page here. Here they all are right there. That's all for 2024. Okay, hold on. Let's go all the way back. All the way back, all the way back. Where the hell am I? Week 25. Holy cow, I'm going to go all the way down. Okay. My very first trades that I posted online for the viewing pleasure of the public was August 31st, 2011. Okay, I started out with 82,000. Here's all my trades. You can see all down a little bit lower. Okay, busy 9/28, 2011. What is this one? I can't even read that. So small. This one here. 2014. What date is this one? Oh, 2012. Okay, those ones I posted in 2012. Hold on. I still got some more for you. Hold on a minute. YouTube channel. Hold that thought. I'm going to show you something else. Give you a little bit more perspective of what I'm doing. Going to YouTube channel, The 10-Minute Trader. There it is right there. The 10-Minute Trader. You see this right there? 1,000 videos. So I've stood in front of my camera, shot 1,000 videos to share with you. Did I do that in 1 year? No, I didn't. So let's take a look at the videos. Let's go to the oldest. Here's the princess right here 12 years ago.
Hi, I'm JC, and as you being part of my internet website called Thingy, which my dad doesn't like me calling it that, but I do. Being part of that, you're going to be getting weekly lists of stocks that I'll be trading, and every month you'll be getting
That is about 50. Okay, so I'm not quite sure how much historical performance you want to see of what I've been doing in my background. It's basically the exact same thing for the last 15 years. The only reason that you're here now is 2 years ago when TikTok came available to do live shows. Someone put me in front of a camera and say, hey, share what you got. So I've been doing this here live every night for 2 years. I'm not quite sure if that's good enough of a background. So I'm not sure if you're looking for, what exactly is it you're looking for? Okay, that's a good question. What answer is it you want to hear? Do I have a formal education on investing? No, this is not formal education. You go to any formal education person and you ask them about weekly compounded interest, they'll look at you funny because nobody in their traditional sense does weekly investing that I know of. My most bullish is mRNA. Ooh, you like Moderna. Cool beans. So a red monkey, I'm not quite sure if that's enough for you. So Lynn,
As you being part of my internet website club thingy, which my dad doesn't like me calling that. Calling it.
the oldest. There she is right there too.
Hi everybody, this is JC from 10 Minute Trader, and I was just doing some trades, so...
Yep, that's her. Many, many years ago. Oh, what the hell am I doing now? All right, let's get out of that one. Don't need to see that. Don't need to see that. Let's get out of that one. So hopefully, okay, if you're looking for a professor with a degree in weekly options trading, no, I ain't your guy. Okay? I'm from the streets. I've been working since I was 10, 11 years old, since 1973. I got to a certain point where you make so much money, what do you do with it? Well, you start investing it. Yeah, I made a lot of stupid mistakes 20 years ago. It hasn't been for the last 15 years when I taught my daughter how to do this, when she was 9. Okay, fine. So at age 9, now she knows how to do this. Yugi Giral wants to take a look at Donut. Dina. Okay, let's get out of this one. We don't need to see that one anymore. So hopefully, Rad Monkey, hopefully that works for you. Luke, willpower go somewhere else. You're obviously just trolling. Thank you for that. I will check your channel out. Thanks. Well, hey, Matt Daddy's in the house. Matt Daddy, you haven't said anything. Come on, you know you want to say something. Anyway, all right, so let's keep on keeping on. Okay, Yugi wants to take a look at D-Nut. Isn't that Krispy Kreme? D-Nut? It is, it's Krispy Kreme. Ooh, now this one, I like the chart, but I don't like monthly options. So unfortunately, it's going to be a no, Yugi. Yugi Giral. Okay? 16 May, 20 June, 18 July. Those are months of the year. It doesn't really work for me. Terribly sorry. IBIT options chain is weekly. IBIT. Wait a minute. IBIT. Isn't that an ETF? IBIT. Yeah, iShares Bitcoin ETF. So it's going to be the same thing, dude. Look at this. Why would you be buying way up here? If you like it that much, wait for the profit, taking the start. Once it comes back down, then jump in. Until then, just watch. Okay, nothing goes up forever. Jerry McCracken. What about B? What the heck is B? Oh, Barnes. Oh. Barrick Mining Corporation. Interesting. It's at 8. Oh, yeah, it's dropping, though. Look at that. Okay, high, low is, look at this. Up, down, up, down. It's actually dropping at the moment. Why would I be... Okay, no, wait for the bottom. It's pretty simple. If you really like this company, wait for it to find a bottom, turn around, go back up before you jump in. Because right now, the 18s are going for 29. Next week's they're going for 45. So next week is over 2%. 2% every week is over 100% a year, if you like that. How do I get into this stuff? Dev, how are you today? You can just show up every day. Or you can send me your phone number. I can give you a chat. Rad Monkey, is your thoughts on gold will have a pullback? Okay, Okay, Rad Monkey, you asked me this a couple of days ago. What I think about gold. It's a great dust collector, a great paperweight. If you're looking to make weekly cash flow, you ain't going to do it with gold. Terribly sorry. Lately, covered calls just limiting the upside. Matt Daddy, you know what? I'm not looking for upside. I'm looking for safety and consistency and predictability. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking to buy a stock and have it shoot to the moon. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. I have other ways of spending my time. Now, when you retire, all your views on money will change. It's weird. Okay? Once you get to the point where you wake up in the morning, it's kind of like a Saturday. That's it. What am I going to do today? What are my thoughts on Rio? Well, let's take a look at Rio. So, Dev, as I was saying, and for the rest of you guys, anyone who want to have a chat, a conversation, I love talking to people. And I will promise you one thing. If you leave me your phone number, I will call you. And here's my promise. I will not try to sell you anything. I'm not here to sell stuff. I'm here to document my journey for my children and my grandchildren. You're just here because you're curious what I'm doing and does it make sense and does it work? Whether or not you agree with me is irrelevant to me. I'm glad you're here and I'm glad you're interacting. And I want to share information. That's why I'm here. But I'm making a documentary series for my children and my grandchildren. I have one grandchild. He's 5 years old. He's fun when he's here. Okay, I had him on the show twice. Full of energy, ball of energy. But he still doesn't grasp the concepts of everything. So that's why this video channel is here. So eventually, when I am gone, because I'm not delusional thinking I'm going to live forever, when I am gone, hopefully this video series will be there for my children, my grandchildren, and my great-grandchildren. That's why I'm doing this. Okay? I'm a nice guy, but I do have to draw the lines at some point. So let's keep on going. And my unknown wants to take a look at Rio. Rio. R-I-O. Rio. No. Wasn't that quick? No. It was really quick. 16 May, 20 June, 18 July, 15 August. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. You can look at them in whatever way you want. They just don't work. For me, okay? If you like them, more power to you. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Rad Monkey, I almost had respect for you until you just asked me about the Q. Okay? So let's take a look at the Qs for a second, Rad Monkey. I had some respect for you, but you just blew it. Let's go to here. Q, Q, Q. Okay, first thing, Rad Monkey. I had some respect for you, but you just blew it.